Well, I want to ask you about a couple of other issues, if we can turn to the Environmental Senate Committee, because there's some important things to talk about here and also on Greens pre-selection in Melbourne. First of all, on the environment, it seems that you and the the environment spokesperson for the coalition, Jonathan Duniam, are on a unity ticket when it comes to this. You're both critical of the government's secrecy in relation to the environmental reforms it's undertaking.
Well, I think a lot of people are frustrated with this process, Kieran. And there's been we just step back a moment. The Albanese government promised to fix and reform Australia's environment laws because they're failing to protect the environment. They're not saving our native species and wildlife from going extinct. We're not protecting their habitat, and we're continuing to allow projects that pollute the climate and therefore pollute the environment. The laws aren't working, and there was a promise to fix them. 2 years on, we still have not seen those laws be brought into the Parliament, but there have, of course, been, in recent months, these locked door secret consultations that the government is running with some of the interested groups, environment groups and business groups. I'm very concerned that if you want to have a strong environmental law reform, doing it behind closed doors in secret is not how you get there. So I'm the chair of the Environment Committee of the Senate, and we will have a public hearing to get to the bottom of what is really going on, to shine a light on what laws are needed if we're to save the koala from going extinct or save the planet from being further from worsening the worsening climate crisis.
Well, we'll stay across that Senate committee when it happens. Just finally, we're almost out of time. I noticed that the Greens leader in Victoria is running for the seat of Wills for the Greens. Are you confident you can pick up 1, 2, maybe 3 additional seats in Melbourne? It seems like a happy hunting ground for the Greens.
Well, the news poll over the weekend, Kieran, showed good results for the Greens across the country, and in particular in Victoria. That Wills pre-selection is now open. There's 2 outstanding candidates in the field. And I think this says a lot about the Greens' prospects, that we have high calibre candidates wanting to put themselves forward for pre-selection. It'll be up to the membership in Victoria, that local branch, to decide who the candidate is. But look, this is a good moment for the Greens. People are concerned about the state of the environment. They're worried about the climate crisis. They're frustrated that the issues of housing affordability and renters are just not being tackled by the major parties. And of course, we saw it in saw it in Tasmania a couple of weeks ago. We saw it here in South Australia in a state by-election. More people are voting Green because they're sick of the broken promises and the lack of ambition from the Labor and Liberal parties.
Senator Hanson-Young, I appreciate your time, as always.